Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. Glad you're here on this Monday. We're celebrating our first week, last week, our first week back, going to week number 2. Post-Michael and Panhandle Outdoors going strong, thanks to so many viewers and the sponsors and all. And we're getting things back together a little bit at a time, but we're all going to be there. Well, I still, we still have some ways to go ourselves, but like so many of y'all. But we're just proud to be here in the Panhandle with so many good folks out here. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. We're looking at a high today of all the way up to actually 52 and low of 40. And water temperature is still at 62 degrees, so it's cool all around. Moon phase, our Monday moon phase. Now, we're just coming off a new moon this past weekend, so now waxing, in other words, building up. And December full moon is going to be on the 22nd. That's a Saturday before Christmas Day on Tuesday, so that'll be a really pretty weekend all around. So the full moon's just going to help out naturally. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tide today. We're looking at a low tide at 8:46 and a high tide at 10:10. And marine forecast looks like at the northwest at about 7. Not a bad day. All right, let's go ahead and take our break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Here's what we're going to do this morning. Start off with, we have some pre-Michael pictures before the storm came in. I didn't get to show because they're just coming in as the storm was coming in. So I want to go back and show those. Before we get to them now, y'all go ahead and continue, sending me some stuff that y'all have, and it's going to be, we're going to have a good week. We've got some good things, good guests coming up. Travis is coming on this week, and I've got a new sponsor coming on, and it's going to be an interesting week. And what I want to do, I've called this storm in my mind, I call it PM and AM, pre-Michael and after Michael. So right now, today, we're going to show just a few pictures I got sent in before then, because all kind of exciting things. Remember, October is what an exciting month October is. We talk about it all the time about in the outdoors. And this is going to be interesting now. I have some theories on what's going to happen. People ask, what's going to happen to all these fish? But one thing we know for sure, as in a storm, it really churns out the bottom of the Gulf, and those grouper and snapper get pushed in. And there were some really good reports. Like I said, they were caught a lot of grouper last week. There's commercial fishing, and there's a huge market for them now. So anyway, we'll get to that later. But the migratory run, like the pompano run in October, November, what happened to it? Well, obviously we didn't have it. But so now we're going to have a lot more pompano next year. It'd be interesting to see. I think we will. I think that spring run is going to be phenomenal. I really do. And anyway, let's look at some of these pictures. Before that, the red tide. The red tide is still out here, folks. It hadn't really bloomed out. But I was down at St. Joe. I was down at the Cape last week and went down to the bay. Just went down there. Just looked, the first time I looked the bay over. It looks really clean. But right down by my foot was a big old redfish about that big. I know it had been killed by red tide, and I just hated that big old bull red. So it's out there. It hasn't been massive kills, but it's out there. So let's start. This is going to be at random now. This was on October the 7th, I believe. This was taken, but this will come out of Gulf Breeze. This is just beginning of the fall run. This is a 10-pound permit. He was surf fishing over there. That was, again, Gulf Breeze. And, we get a lot of stuff from Pensacola. Now, let me go through these catfish tournament. My good buddy, Alan Shepard, was fishing this catfish tournament. It is the M&J tournament. There's Alan right there. And Alan and I and my brother used to do a lot of outdoor stuff together in our younger days. And here's Alan. Look at there. M&J, big flathead cat. Alan's on the left right there. All right. And here's some pictures here. Catfish War and Tournament Trail. So look online for the M&J Catfish Trail. They're going to have it. And the weights on that, 145 pounds. Alan Shepard, first place, 145 pounds. Now, let's say that's October the 7th. The second place is 125 pounds, and then down to 102. Okay. And okay, now Hunter Ray over here in Choctawhatchee Bay. He's real proud of that. Look at those checks there. Little daughter there fishing with him. Good job there, Hunter, before the storm. And then Brody Cullen sent this in. Brody, one of my former students, and Wahoo we got last weekend, Coach. That's the weekend before 2 weekends before the storm. And Brody Cullen over there, a good one there. And now one of my former students, I just think the world of this is Justin Russell. He is now principal in a good while now over there in Gainesville at Littlewood Elementary School. And here he said, "Hey Coach, just thought I'd share some pics of me and my son fishing on Robin Reservoir outside of Gainesville. We got 19 largemouth in the boat in about 3 hours, most between 3 and 5 pounds. Hope you're doing well." Justin, thank you so much for sharing that picture there. And that's training that little boy. Look at there. Right outside, I fished that area when I was a student down there. Good fishing, and I love great father-son pictures. So this was, I'll talk about all this stuff later, but Panama City gas station owners woke up this morning. We have the highest gas in the state of Florida is in Panama City, and that's not right. That's just greedy. And Jordan Todd sent this. He took a 89-year-old guy fishing and caught this. Isn't that what a great triple tail there, right before the storm too. So I just wanted to share some of those pictures with you. And like I said, I was all pre-him. And he got a triple tail, got a permit, got some big bass, he got some big catfish, and October was just kicking off before we were able to really get into it. We were up in Tennessee, and by the time we got back, the storm was here. But I can't wait till the spring run and see what's going on then. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So glad you're with us this morning. Like I said, we're trying to catch up on some things right before the storm, and I was telling you, Gail and I are taking a trip up to Florence, South Carolina to the SEOPA, the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association annual conference they have, and it's just over the years we just love it, and good people, and we have the best time going there. And sometimes Wendy and her family join us, but the last couple of years they've been busy, so it's just the two of us. We have so many good friends that we met over the years that have the same love and interest for outdoors that all of us do. And that's why, and they're writers and photographers, and also when we get to a place like that, and ironically, Florence, South Carolina was just getting over Hurricane Florence right north of there, and they've got a lot of flood waters from freshwater flooding, and so a lot of that people we saw up there, little did I know at that time we were headed back down to what we faced, what we all face now. But anyway, to make one of the things those folks do, they really do a good job of, they'll sort of wine and dine you. The host city will wine and dine. I'm not much on the wine, but I'm really big on the dining. So that first day they take us to different restaurants. It's like a little tasting area. I want to show you this dish. This is one of the best things I've ever tasted in my life. I hate to say that because I've eaten so many good foods, but what this is a little place, one of the little restaurants there. They were downtown Florence, and it's sort of like any of the older towns. Downtown, they sort of revitalize and have these little yuppie places, what I call, but they're really good places. And what this is, folks, I'm going to sort of zoom it in. This is their specialty. That is a fried oyster on a deviled egg. Now, I know y'all saying, yuck. And that's when I saw it on what they were going to be feeding us, their little hors d'oeuvre was going to be this, I thought to myself, I ain't going to lie to that. Well, listen, that is delicious. Try a fried oyster on a deviled egg, and they're famous in the whole southeast region for that dish now. Of course, other people have copied it. And when I first tasted it, I looked at Gail and said, this is delicious. And there were some friends around the table, and everybody ooh and ah. So if you want to try something special, figure that out. It's real. It ain't hard. I told Gail, I said, I don't know who thought of this. I said, probably some guy was probably drinking at a bar and went over to somebody's table and they had a deviled egg and an oyster and ate it at the same time. They said, look what I got. So, because who would have thought about something like that? But anyway, I just want to pass that on to you. That's just a lot. That was something special and all. So anyway, with that being said, now, what I have next, and I've got several things from the conference I want to show you. I'm going to talk about different days of the week and all. But I didn't. One thing at home, we still don't have internet, and we're not able to do a lot of things technology that we were able to do before the storm. So instead of getting all this edited and all, I've got a little short burst. And one of our presentations was a snake presentation, and the guy that does it is named Whit Gibbons. He's a retired professor. And he knows more about snakes than anybody I've ever seen. He's written books on them, and he's a character in himself. And what I did, I just took my phone and I was just taking some pictures. I don't know, it's going to be very unedited. There's nothing bad in it, but we're just going to do short bursts. And I don't know if it's going to take time to shelf for them to buffer up and all, but these are just different snakes and all, and it may not work as good buffering up and all. I just wanted to show you some of the things he's doing and had them all out in there. He's going to be all jerky. All right, so now let me go on to the, all right, all right, now I'm going to go down to the next one, see if it'll, and he had all different snakes. It's going to have to buffer up, isn't it? Yeah. So it's playing on my phone. It's playing, but it's not playing that well on TV. So I was afraid of that. So let's see. We're going down here to. Okay, I can't get it off. I can't get it off. Is anything happening up there now? Still same thing? No. Doesn't happen. Okay. All right, it froze up on us. That's why we have technology. But this is like a picture of a pygmy rattlesnake. All of it's in my phone instead of on my iPad. Usually we'll take something like that and we'll go ahead and edit it and have it a lot more smooth and all. But like I say, we're still in the post-Michael stage. Okay, it went off then. All right. So anyway, let's move on. I did want to mention our meeting next year will be at the place that I've never been, Oxford, Mississippi. We'll be hosting the CIOPA of 2019, and we're excited about that. So we'll be going there now. So let me get to some just regular pictures if I can. All right. I'm going to have to rebuffer. All right. We got it back up there? Okay. Now, so what I do, I'll go to some more pictures that we did have, and let me see. I lost him. Okay. Okay. That was some strong. That was pre-Michael. I was looking for a rattlesnake, and let me see. Got all these in here, and let's go all the way down to after the storm. We'll come in here, and let me see. I'm gonna just hit them at random. People are excited about Panhandle Outdoors. Okay, got that one there. Let's start here. This is Danielle Bumgardner. This is College Point. I'm going to show you College Point before. We're looking at College Point before the storm, okay? This is if you have a drone over North Bay and looking toward Lynn Haven, okay? This is before the storm here, and then after the storm, this is the same picture from the same angle. And if that's not a direct testimonial, let me give you that picture again, before the storm, all the trees, and then the same angle. And you can see, and this has happened throughout the Panhandle, especially along the coastline that took the brunt of it. But up in Jackson County, I've heard from folks up there, Alpha and Sneads and Grand Ridge and Calhoun County. They really took some big blows and all there. So I wanted to show that one to you. And this one touched my heart. This is one of my former students right here. And this is Ella Catherine Yowd. And she lives in the Cove. And this, I thought, what a classic picture. She's got her arm around her dad there. And to all the memories, thank you, Cove House. You'll be missed. And their house is being torn down, and that's the house she grew up in. And this happened throughout, you know. And I thought, what a classic picture. Now, I hated they lost so many things and all, but that sort of, in a nutshell, that sort of puts everything in perspective right there. And I selected some different ones. Okay. Let me see. Someone, Jason Shingler, thought getting old would take longer. I could relate to that, okay? And again, talking about prices in Panama City. Meanwhile, in Panama City, for rent, a one-bedroom, one bath, $2,300 a month. And that's about the housing shortage we had. And you can see what they did. I got to looking at that. That's not a bad idea. Put a bunk over the tub. You still have your sink and a place to sleep, take a bath, and they got a little grill outside. You'll be fine. All right, let's go ahead and I got one or two more here. Let's go ahead and I do have one before we take a break. I want to show you one from Jackson County. This is a similar one we just took. This is like Lake Seminole, a place I'm familiar with. This is the Booster Club Park. Okay, that's the road going down it. Okay, and then that's the same road. So that's what I'm saying happened over there in Gadsden and Jackson County, right the same way, before and after. Okay, all right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. Let's look at our fishing game times for today. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, 2:03 a.m. to 4:03, and then this evening, 2:27 to 4:27. So we're gonna get into that pretty soon, and each day we're gonna get more and more outdoor stuff coming online. But talking about outdoor stuff, I'm gonna mention this again. I don't know if y'all realize what a good deal is. I was going to sell this for $500, but I'm going to let my Panhandle Outdoors viewers, the first one to come to my house and get it, you can have it for free, okay? This is a 10 by 12 dog kennel, and like I say, you have to cut it off with a Sawzall at the concrete line, but now, that was not hard to do, and you keep it, you can take the sections apart, and you take them 4x4 posts and put it in the ground, and you'll have a nice kennel, and it's got double doors and all. And it's got back in the left-hand corner a place to put your little box in there. Anyway, that's free, and I'm not going to use it anymore. Okay, so anyway, good deal from a Panhandle Outdoors viewer. Ran into Jeff Reynolds the other day at Simply Seafood, and Jeff had just gotten back from Illinois. He's been hunting Illinois a long time. And Jeff Reynolds, Sister Jenny Reynolds, originally from Youngstown folks, all right? Winston, I got so many of these, I'm going to read one of them to you, but I appreciate every one y'all send. I'm so glad to see your Panhandle Outdoors is back. Little by little, things are returning. I really have missed your positive attitude, tight lines, Mike Fitzgerald. And let me mention this too. A lot of y'all send me stuff, and I responded to everything that was sent. And for some reason, sometimes it said my message didn't get back to y'all. It said it didn't go through or something. But I promise you, everything was sent to me. I did respond. I do appreciate all of this. Okay, here's Jared Barnett. He and his girlfriend went out hunting the duck season here this past Thanksgiving, and it was a pretty good little season there. That's a great picture, Jared Barnett there. And then Andrea Wright. This is the opening morning of Thanksgiving. Good job, Andrea Wright. And let's see. I thought this was funny. In 1776, the British demanded we surrender our weapons. We shot them. That just hit me fun. I want to share it to you this morning. Okay. Evan Thomas. Let me tell you who Evan is. If y'all from Mosley or Bozeman, Bob Thomas, a close friend of mine, was a principal at Bozeman for a while. This is his granddaughter. And they retired to Georgia. I told Bob, I said, people in Georgia retire to the Panhandle. And now you're moving up to Georgia to retire, but they have some land up there, and they hunt it, and you can see the results of it. And she said, I've been hunting for a little while now. This is his granddaughter. Today, I became a hunter. My first deer, a 10-point. Okay, Bob Thomas's granddaughter. She used to, when she was knee-high to a grasshopper, Bob would bring her out to my house and throw the cast net. And she loved doing that. Okay. Coming up from Bristol, Robin Conyers. Not too bad for opening morning. Good job, Robin, the Conyers family up there. Robin's a teacher up there in Calhoun County. Good family, good folks there. Now I want to talk about this. This is out of the St. Joe paper. This is a cut. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. In the center, the left-hand corner there is Eagle Harbor. This is St. Joe State Park, and this is the cut we're talking about. This is not the natural state it was before the storm. If you see the gap, I'm keeping everything in the center there. Okay, now. The storm, the tide on the way out, the tidal flow on the way out is washed through. Now they're telling me that it's 300 yards wide, and the cut right there is about 25 feet deep. Now this is truly fascinating. Folks, this caught everyone by surprise. The scientists had no idea this was going to happen. They just did not anticipate. All the focus always down there has been on the stump hole, and they've always put rocks up there, because the sand dunes right there were huge. Some natural sand dunes. and it did stop the waves from pounding in, but it came in the back door. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get some experts or whoever I can find that talk about what the state is going to do. This is state property. It's going to be interesting. I got a couple of choices. They can leave it alone. They can actually make it a waterway like the past. Put rocks on each side, keep the channel open. They would have to dredge it out to keep it going like that, but they could have access straight. That's one of the options. They can do it that way, or they can actually try to block it off. Try to bring in sand and put rocks up to go ahead and block it back off from the bay. So they got those three choices: try to block it off, try to keep it open as a pass, or just leave it alone, let nature take its course. And now, in my personal opinion, why pour a lot of money into it? Why wouldn't we just let nature take its course? But to me, it's going to be fast. I cannot wait to get down there. It's closed off now. You cannot get to it. It's closed off. Now, you can get to it by boat, but I don't know if they don't have a warning and all out there, people patrolling above. But I've got some pictures. So if you get out there this coming weekend, send me some pictures, and I want to get some good feedback, because it's going to be interesting as what they're going to do. If I tell you, if it stays open, I'm going to tell you ahead of time. Next October, you're going to have to get in line, because the flounder are just going to be going out there, all out. They're going to be, can you imagine a flounder leaving St. Joe Bay, going out that channel? The flounder's going to be in line, and the flounder gigger's going to be in line. So it'll be phenomenal. But I don't think it's going to stay. That erosion there and that sand shifting on Cape San Blas is amazing, according to what the experts say. That's why they always has trouble with the stump pole and the Coast Guard station. That's why they moved the lighthouse from the Coast Guard station into St. Joe. So all kind of interesting things happen after the storm. And how is that going to affect the scallops too, if it stays open and gets that much salt water coming in right there? So it could be a negative effect on the scallops. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to follow, though, and we'll keep you posted on it. I'm going to get out as soon as I can and shoot some video and share it with you. Got to wrap it up for today. Y'all have a great day, and always do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.